So it's that time of year again. It's the beginning of the new year, and in the fragrance community, what does that mean? That means that we're gonna start getting a buttload of new releases. Whether it's designer or niche, or ones that you kind of don't know whether they're designer or niche. And we're 3 days in now, and there's already 3 or 4 different designers that are coming out, as well as a few niche that actually were just released right before I made this video. And so I'm gonna talk a little bit about those fragrances. The 3 that I'm gonna be talking about the most are gonna be Paco Rabanne's Invictus Victory Elixir, Bad Boy Extreme, and Boss the Scent Magnetic. So without further ado, let's get it. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Randy, aka Fragrance Dude, back with another fragrance video and another video to talk about some new releases that are coming up both in the designer and the niche community. Actually quite excited about a lot of them. I know over the last 3 months we have just kind of been hoping and praying, especially because I consider my channel more of a designer new release channel, as I usually pick up almost every single one of them. And there hasn't been anything since Coach Open Road back in September, early September. And so I was really hoping for something to come out. And now, just like last year, we had 36 new releases in 2022, and 27 of them came out prior to May. And it looks like it's going to be the same thing. I actually had to remake this video because there was 3 new releases, designer releases, that were announced after I made this original video 2 days ago. So just telling you, we are now 5 days into January and we already have 6 or 7 new designer releases that are announced. We have 3 or 4 or 5 niche. Well, you can consider some of them niche, but we'll get into that. Before we do get into it, if you don't mind, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff. And if you like my content, consider following me on Instagram and TikTok. So I just wanted to announce before we get into this that we just hit 3,000 subscribers. It has been about 9 months. You guys got me to 3,000 subscribers and we're quickly climbing. So thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. I wanted to get that out of the way. And let's get into some of the new releases. So again, we have, let's see, 2 Hugo Boss fragrances. One, I'll just get out of the way because I'm not going to talk much about it. It's from the original Hugo line, not the Boss bottle, the original Hugo line. And usually those don't come out in Macy's. They usually just go straight to like a Burlington. And it's Hugo Jeans. I'm not really too excited about it. The entire line, really, to me, there's only like 1 or 2 that are good, but not great. Hugo Reverse is good, but again, not great. Not one of the ones that you'd go wow for. But that, for me, is just it's a designer release, but it's not a huge design. It's kind of like on the cheapy designer side. So that is coming out. Then the other Boss, which I'll mention after I get these out of the way, is Boss the Scent Magnetic. Then there's Paco Rabanne's Invictus Victory Elixir, Bad Boy Extreme, Givenchy Gentleman's Society, which was just announced last night, CH Passion for Men, which was just announced about a minute before I did this video. I'm just happy that it did. So those are the ones that are coming out at this point in time. Then we also do have the obvious Tom Fords that I've been mentioning on my channel, which I'm not going to do a full breakdown on or anything, but they actually were just released on Sephora yesterday. So Tom Ford Cherry Smoke, Tom Ford's Electric Cherry, both announced on the exact same day, which was again January 3rd, I believe. And then we also have Tom Ford's Soleil de Faux, or Faux, I don't know how to say it. And then BOIS D'Argent by Tom Ford as well. And then we also have a Kilian fragrance that I wasn't sure if it was real at first, but it's Kilian Blue Moon, and it is. So we'll talk about that. So we're just going to go into the order that I just told them to you. And we're going to start out here with the first one, which is Boss the Scent Magnetic. So this is a picture of the bottle right there. I'll put it up on the screen, obviously, but the scent line is kind of hit or miss. There is a really good fragrance in that line, and that is Boss the Scent Private Accord. They revolve their entire line around Maninka fruit, which is kind of like a dry, dusty, slightly fruity type fruit. But I never really liked that part of it. The Maninka is good, but only when it's mixed well with something. In Private Accord, the Maninka fruit is dialed back just a bit, while that dark chocolate takes precedence, and I love it. Boss Descent Absolute is good as well. The rest of them are forgettable. This one actually looks quite interesting. It's advertised as an olfactive amber leather fruity fragrance. And then the main notes, that their top note is Maninka fruit, heart note is Bran Absolute, and the base note is black vanilla extract. So based on that, I was actually talking with another reviewer, and we kind of were thinking, I wonder if this is kind of a mix between the scent line and Boss Bottled line, because Boss Bottled is known for that vanilla that they get, and sometimes they have that black vanilla Absolute in some of their Boss Bottled line. And then you also have the Maninka fruit, and it's also advertised more of a fruity fragrance. And while Maninka fruit is that dry dustiness, it's not necessarily fruity. So with that said, I'm wondering what other types of notes in here, because this is pre-release notes, and Boss usually only gives you 3 notes. So I'm actually really interested in that to see how it does. I pick up almost every single designer release out there. Almost. If there's a lot that come out at one time, I usually pick and choose, and then I'll pick up the ones that I don't pick up originally. I'll pick them up later. But that's definitely going to be in my list to pick up as soon as it comes out. Going into the next one is Bad Boy Extreme. Bad Boy Extreme is going to be in 50 mils and 100 mils just off release. Usually Carolina Herrera does the 200 mils, as does Invictus, Paco Rabanne. They do 200 mils down the road, but both of those, as well as the Boss, is going to start out at 50 and 100 milliliters. This is an Eau de Parfum Extreme, so kind of like if you have the Jean Paul Gaultier Ultramall, which is the Eau de Toilette Intense. It's just going to be on the higher end of the concentration of the Eau de Parfum, so I'm guessing probably 18 to 20%, which is actually quite nice. What makes me nervous, though, is Carolina Herrera's Bad Boy line. The original one, it has one with the cannabis note, not a huge fan. The Eau de Parfum, not a huge fan. Then we also have Bad Boy Cobalt, which has an amazing plum opening. It has that plum, it has the aromatics, it's really sweet, fruity, really nice. But the dry down leaves a lot to be desired because there's this earthy quality to it. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about that with the Bad Boy Cobalt, but it looks like with this, with the Bad Boy Extreme, they're going to be changing it because it looks to be almost like a flanker of Bad Boy Cobalt because they're still keeping that plum in there. The olfactive is an amber woody, and then they also have the top notes of clary sage, bergamot, and ginger, heart notes of plum and davana, and base notes of vetiver, tonka beans, frankincense, patchouli. It says cocoa, not cacao, and a papanax. So I had to look up a papanax. I don't know what it is. I was talking with Ross from TLTG on my live. Don't know what it is, but it turns out that it's a sweet myrrh. So just take that as it is. Warm, resinous, a sweet myrrh. And then we have your frankincense in there. And there's also frankincense in the new Invictus Victory Elixir. So that's quite interesting. But I'm just really hoping that the dry down, because the opening, it looks like it's going to be aromatic, effervescent, have that fruitiness from the plum. I just hope that the dry down focuses more on the cocoa. It says cocoa, not cacao. Like that chocolate, the tonka, getting that powdery vanilla in there, the frankincense even adding in there. And then I hope they don't focus too much on the papanax and the patchouli, which is what they did in the original Cobalt, which gave it that very, very earthy vibe. So yeah, that's what we're getting from Bad Boy Extreme, and it has that black and gold bottle, which is absolutely nasty. I thought I liked Bad Boy Cobalt's bottle a lot because of that blue shade, but this black and gold shade looks absolutely stellar. Can't wait for it. So now I'm going into the next one, which is probably the one that I think actually Bad Boy Extreme I'm most excited about. It could be the best of them, but it also could be the worst of them. I'm honestly not sure. But the next one is going to be Invictus Victory Elixir. I already like Invictus Victory. Every once in a while, like every 90 times that I spray, there might be 1 or 2 times that I get this weird earthy vibe. I don't know, it's from the frankincense, which gives you that earthiness and stuff like that. So every once in a while, I get that really earthy vibe from it. But for the most part, it's just that fresh vanilla. It's like a really nice fall and winter fragrance that has this weird freshness, this, like, not weird, but really nice freshness to it. And then it combines a lot of different vanilla type notes. So in this one, you're going to be getting, it's an amber woody olfactive, and then it's amber, frankincense, tonka bean, and vanilla. So frankincense can come off, again, very similar to the other notes that are here, but also earthy. Then you also have your tonka, which is kind of like, I always consider it like a powdery vanilla almost. And then you have your vanilla, and then you have your resinous amber in there. So I really think that this is going to be a richer, darker, deeper, just very much heavier projecting version of the original one. If the 1 million elixir was any kind of thought about what this is going to be like or any kind of context, then I can tell you that 1 million elixir took that 1 million DNA, added a little bit of the florals from the parfum, made it beast mode, super sweet, 1 to 2 spray, probably one of the heaviest beast mode fragrances from last year. But it kind of stayed true to the line while adding just a little bit of difference. And so I think in this one, it's going to be the same. It's just going to dial it up, make it richer, darker, deeper, well blended. And then it's going to add in probably a little bit more of that resinous amber than it had in the original. I hope it doesn't focus on the frankincense. I hope it focuses on the vanillas and the ambers. It looks really good. Can't wait till it comes out. Not only that, it took the bottle, which was that black with the V, which I should have brought that out right now. It made the V more bold, like a bolder gold. Then it also took half of that black bottle, made this nice blue gradient, which looks absolutely fantastic. Can't wait. Again, it's an elixir. So we have Bad Boy Extreme, which is your Eau de Parfum Extreme. Then you have your 1 million elixir, or Invictus Victory Elixir, which is an elixir. And now we're going into the next one, which just was released yesterday. I don't have too much information on it. It is Givenchy Gentlemen's Society. What's actually quite interesting about this, if you guys know about the Givenchy Gentleman line, it revolves itself around iris. And this one doesn't. I think that there might still be iris in it. I was talking with a few people, and even though iris isn't mentioned, this is a pre-release note breakdown, and so I could still see iris being in there. But based on the notes, it doesn't seem like it would be heavy. The notes are top notes of sage and cardamom, heart notes of wild narcissus and vetiver, and base notes of cedar, palo santo, and vanilla. So I was reading the breakdown of it, and it seems like it's going to be a woody, floral, aromatic fragrance with a touch of vanilla in the dry down, which could mean that it's going to be more of a spring and fall fragrance. Could be worn in warm weather. It seems like, just based on the notes and the fact that they're focusing a lot on the wild narcissus and the florally aspect, that it's going to be more of the deeper floral, while still maintaining some of that aromatic freshness from the clary sage, from the narcissus and stuff. So I don't really know what to expect from this. This one is kind of on the bottom of my list because I don't really like the Givenchy Gentleman line. I think that it's redundant if you own one or two of them. I own Boisé, and I own the Eau de Toilette Intense and the Eau de Parfum, and I just don't think I need any of the. I got Reserve Privé, and while it's good, it just doesn't make sense to have it if you have the rest. And so I hope that they're doing something different with this by possibly taking out that iris, but we will see. The bottle looks kind of nice, but honestly, it just looks like the Gentleman. It has almost like the Eau de Parfum vibes, just with a little bit more of a classiness to it. Now we're going into one that was just released a minute ago. I know nothing about it. It is CH Passion. So it's in that CH Men Privé line. It has that kind of carpeted look around it. Looks like it's going to be a little bit more of the fresher side, based around neroli and iris. So the main notes here, top notes, are neroli and pink pepper. Heart notes are iris, and mid notes or base notes are vanilla, sandalwood, myrrh, incense, tonka, and sandalwood. So with the Nerolian pink pepper, you know it's going to be a fresh, spicy opening with that iris coming in, giving it some bold florals. And then as you get to the base, you're going to get that sandalwood, vanilla, myrrh mixture in there. And then that incense, tonka bean, and sandalwood. Well, there's sandalwood twice. I don't know why it's on there twice. But with that said, sandalwood can give off that bright, creamy vibe anyway. Mixing with the vanilla especially. I've seen it in a lot of fragrances like Chanel Allure Homme Edition Blanche. A lot of fragrances use vanilla and sandalwood because sandalwood just adds to that creaminess. And then you also get the myrrh and incense to give it that deeper incense smokiness. It looks like it would be very interesting. I'm actually quite interested because that line is hit or miss. It's going to be really good or really bad, and so I'm really interested. It's probably not going to be one of the ones you're going to find in stores. You're going to find it more online. So I'm really excited about that. Those are all the designer releases that are coming out this year at this point in time. But tomorrow it'll probably change. Who the hell knows? With that said, we do have 3 or 4 other niche fragrances that are coming out. I know that the definition of niche is technically that if a perfumer doesn't make anything but fragrances, then they are niche. If they make other things like clothing and stuff, then they're a designer. Tom Ford is technically a designer, but they created the private blend, which some people consider niche. They came out with Tom Ford's Cherry Smoke. It came out yesterday. Electric Cherry came out yesterday. I already did 2 videos on them. I'm not going to cover much of them. Cherry Smoke is a woody, smoky cherry, one of the best Tom Ford's ever released. Electric Cherry is more on the unisex feminine side. It starts out like a tropical punch with citrus and cherry. Then you dry down to more of a SOLEIL type line with the jasmine and really white floral with an undertone of cherry and musk. Really nice. Then they have Soleil de Feu. I don't know anything about it. Then they have BOIS d'Argent. I don't know anything about that. Don't know if I'm saying them right. Then the last one is Kilian. They just came out with one called Blue Moon. It looks like it's going to be a flanker off their vodka type line, where the opening, it says it's going to be vetiver, lemon, and ginger. And then the mid is going to be vodka, and the dry down is going to be ambroxan and vetiver. So it looks like it's going to be really interesting, kind of like a lemon vodka drink with that ambroxan giving it that bright effervescence. The bottle looks like angel share with that blue liquid in it. It's really, really neat. I can't wait till they come out. And again, I'm going to keep posting, letting you guys know anything else that I hear about, anything else that I see. I'm going to be picking up as many of these as I can. I continuously look on News Parfums to see if I can get them from Europe first. I'm going to be going to Macy's this Friday to see if maybe they'll have any of these in store just to pick up pre-release. But let me know in the comments if you're excited about any of these, which ones you're most excited about. I'd say in order of excitement, it's Bad Boy Extreme. Now that I read the CH Passion, that's probably second. Then Invictus Victory, Elixir. Then probably the Scent Magnetic. Then the Givenchy Gentleman. Then the Hugo Jeans. Not including the niche because Blue Moon is going to be really expensive. So yeah, let me know. And then again, I'll be back with another video. I'll do another one of these as soon as I get more updates of when these fragrances are coming out. I'll also let you guys know in the community tab. So keep an eye on that. Thank you guys so much. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back with another one. Peace out.